Mae'n rhoi 110% I fi heddiw.
Job dda. Screwfix yn nodi pêl-droed ar S4C.
Ryston, mae drwad. Ryston, heibiau Harrison, ac mae hi mewn! Nick Ryston, drwad I Drenewydd, a wedi roed yr ymwylwyr ar y blaen. Degfad gol, Nick Ryston o'r tymor. Saint Drenewydd dim, Drenewydd 1.
Yw un canlyniad yn gallu tanio tymor yn enwedig wrth I ddiwedd y tymor agosau. Dyna mae'r Drenewydd yn gobeithio ar Fflint hefyd. 6 gêm I fynd ac mae Sgorio yn dilyn y cyfan. Fel ni wedi gwneud o'r chwiban gyntaf na, nôl y mis Awst i'r chwiban ola yn hwyrach mis yma. Pnawn da I chi, croeso mawr ato ni y Drenewydd yn cwrdd ar Fflint. Mae'n braf cael bo yma, braf cael cwmni Owain Tudur Jones. O, mae'n braf yma, Hael yn gwenu Owain.
O, mae'n neis no.
Newyddion da I bawb. Ni am mynd I drafod y gêm yma, am rai fi ofyn I Owain gyntaf. Yr enwen drallan o'r het neu'r fowlen ar gyfer cwpan y byd. Mae'n rhyfedd gwylio, achos bod Cymru ddim yno eto. Ond tasen ni'n cyrraedd na, beth am y grŵp Lloegr, wrth gwrs, Iran ac America.
Ie, o'n i'n gweld bod yna bobl, da ni'n methu exeitio gormod, fel am y rhesymau ti'n newydd ddeud, ond wedyn gweld yr enw'n dod allan yr het, da ni'n exeitio llai os rhywbeth. Ond dwi'n meddwl, yn lle sbio arni fel grŵp sydd ddim yn glamorous dros ben, o ran yr enw a'r gwledydd fysa ni'n chwarae, sbio arni'n fwy fysa ni'n gallu mynd ymlaen y gystadleuaeth. A dwi'n meddwl o ran, o safbwynt hynna, mae o'n grŵp sy'n ni'n gallu mynd allan ohono fo. Lloegr, sgenno ni ddim hanes da ni herbyn nhw. Ond yn erbyn America a wedyn Iran, pam ddim felly. Da ni'n breuddwydio do.
A chwarae Lloegr yn ola yn ôl trefn y gemau os fyddwn ni'n cyrraedd na, wrth gwrs. Fan hyn, mae yna dipyn o gêm dyn ni, achos 2 wythnos I heddi bydd y tymor yn dod I ben Owain a digwydd bod bydd y Drenewydd a'r Fflint yn chwarae gilydd eto ar y penwythnos yna. Mae'r bala pen y bont yn cwrdd â'i gilydd pnawn mac ar y penwythnos ola hefyd. Mae mor agos. Bydd y clybiau yma dal yn breuddwydio ym Ewrop mewn 2 wythnos?
Byddan nhw'n breuddwydio. Mae mor agos, mor dyn, a fel ti'n sôn, gan bod nhw'n chwarae yn erbyn ei gilydd, a gan I bod nhw, oll mae'n gymryd ydi sbio ar y tabl unwaith I weld yr agosrwydd yn y tabl, di'r tabl ddim yn deud clwydda fel mae'r hen ystrydeb yn deud. Ac y rheswm am hynna ydy mae'r clybiau'n agos iawn at ei gilydd o ran y safon, felly pwy sy'n gallu cyrraedd yr hediad da yna ar yr adeg cywir, ar yr adeg pwysig rwan sy'n at diwedd y tymor. Fydd y ddau dim yma'n eitha hyderus, ond dwi'n meddwl o safbwynt yr anafiadau sy'n gan Fflint, Drenewydd di'r ffefrynnau.
Ie, ni drafod mwy am hynny yn y man. Ar ôl gweld gemau neithiwr, 2 gêm neithiwr, un yn yr hanner ucha, un yn yr hanner gwaelod, yn yr hanner ucha. Ddi'n sgôr ar yr egwyl, ar yr ofal. Y Seinti'n ennill o 2 gol I ddim. Louis Robles yn sgorio. Mae hynny'n arwydd y cael gan bod rhywun, Owain Tudur Jones, wedi proffwydo bod fe'n brif sgoriwr tymor yma. Mae goliau cyntaf fe o'r diwedd Owain.
Dim rhy hwyr, Dylan, ddim rhy hwyr. Dwi'n disgwyl cwbl o thnosa mawr gan Louis Robles wwan. Ti'n gorfod dechrau'n rwla fel maen nhw ddeud, felly na, gret iddo fo, oherwydd I chwarae mewn tîm fel y Saint Drenewydd, maen nhw wedi sgorio gymaint o goliau drwy gydol y tymor. I fod yn ymosodwr sy'n heb gael un, sa fo mor siomedig. Felly, gret iddo fo, a dwi'n disgwyl I weld yn sgorio 30 mewn cwbl o gemau.
Beth am hon wedyn ni ar ran y dyfrdwy, Ceycon a Aberystwyth, 2 gem yn ei fynd, mae'n ddisgwr, wedyn mae hyn yn digwydd.
Siocyr, Dylan I fod yn gwbl onest. Pwysigrwydd y gêm yma, y 2 glwb, am un rheswm neu'r llall tuag at y gwylodion, ac I wneud y penderfyniad yma rhwngthyn nhw, y llimanwr, y dyfarnwr, efo chydig mwy na 10 munud ar y cloc, penderfyniad sa'n gallu arwain at Aberystwyth yn syrthio allan o'r gyngrair. Felly, swn I mor rwystredig, mor siomedig. Swn i'n flin os sa gen I rhywbeth I wneud efo clwb Aberystwyth heddiw. Ond Ceycona, dim ots gen nhw, symud ymlaen a fyny'r tabl dwi'n siŵr.
7 gêm heb golli na ildio yn y gyngrair gyda llaw I Ceycona. Fe gollon efo'n bai Colwyn yn y cwpan, amrediad. A pnawn ma, just I weld y gemau na, gemau mawr. Pen y bont bala'n amlwg, Bari, Dyrwyddon Cefn, ma hwnna'n gynlyniad mawr. Gawn ni weld pam nawr o ran y tabl, gyda Ceycona'n ennill eto Owain. Faint o bwysau sy'n y Bari?
Wel, ar ôl I Ceycona ollwng y pwyntiau, do'n I dal byth yn meddwl fysa nhw'n agos at syrthio. Maen nhw'n mynd I ddringo fyny'r tabl, dyn nhw'n mynd I golli gêm rhwng rwan a diwedd y tymor. Mae Bari mewn trwbl. Felly maen nhw'n gwynebu Dyrwyddon Cefn sy'n newydd ennill I gêm cyntaf o'r tymor. Mae yna bwysau enfawr i'r sgwydda nhw. A mae rhaid iddyn nhw gymryd mantais o be ddigwyddodd ar penderfyniad ofnadwy na yn gêm Aberystwyth. just i wneud siŵr bod nhw'n cadw cysylltiad, ond am frwydr dwi'n meddwl rhwng y Bari a'r Aberystwyth. Da ni'n eisiau colli'r un, ond mi fydd un yn syrthio.
Wythnos i heddi, ni'n neud gêm y Bari yn erbyn Ceic honna yn fyw ar Sgorio am gêm bydd honna yn amlwg. Ond pnawn ma, y Drenewydd yn cwrdd ar Fflint. Dewch i ni glywed gan reolwr y Fflint, Neil Gibson.
Neil, after a tough run of results, a big win for you last week, that must give you some confidence for today and the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we felt that the performances by and large have been there up until the Carnarvon game where we were probably well below what we expected of ourselves. So addressed that during the week leading up to Penabont. Penabont, fantastic team. We knew we had to be at our best to take that victory. And we take the confidence from that into today's game against another top team who were competing for Europe. And, you know, it's another opportunity for us to embrace that and try and get 3 points and put ourselves back in the mix.
As you suggested there, really, there's no easy games at this point in the season, but it's all very close together in the top 6. A win today, and you're pushing really for that second spot and an automatic place in Europe.
Yeah, I think that there's 6 games to go, really, and I think that if any club can probably try and win 4 games out of the last 6, they give themselves a real chance of qualifying for Europe and getting into that second or third, maybe, depending if TNS win the Welsh Cup. Now, ultimately, there's another opportunity for us today against an excellent Newtown team who are very good on their own patch. So we know that only a performance like we put in last week against Penabont will be good enough. We've worked hard in training all week with a game plan, and we hope that that'll be enough today. Now, ultimately, if we turn up and we're at our best, we give ourselves a really good chance.
At this point of the season as well, the teams kind of know each other very, very well. How does that play into team selection? What can you tell me about how you selected the team today?
Well, how it plays into our selection is if you're fit, you're playing. So ultimately we're in a difficult situation. We really appreciate that we've got, one of the smallest squads in the league, but where, unfortunately we've got Mike Wilde in hospital at the moment for 4 days with the injury that he sustained last week. We're missing, probably 5, 6, even 7 senior players. So our selection's probably taken care of itself this week. And when I'm looking at the other teams in the top 6, they've got options off the bench. We've got a lot of young lads off the bench, but we're very confident in their ability. It's an opportunity for them to show themselves what they're capable of doing. But we won't make any excuses. We think that the 11 we've got out have got a really good chance. I think when you go into games like today, Chris Hughes knows me inside out, having been my assistant manager for a period of time. So both teams know more than enough about each other. It's whoever applies themselves on the day, and hopefully that can be us today.
Neil, diolch yn fawr, all the best this afternoon.
Diolch.
Neil Gibson, gyda Meilir Emrys. Emrys, mae'n fi mei sy'n sylwebu gyda ni pnawn ma fan hyn. Mae'n diddorol oedd yn sôn am lot o bethau diddorol fyna. Anafiadau, yn thofyn i ti sydd sgidiau ti gyda ti, yn ofyn i Tommy Morgan.
Ag newyddion yn torri rwan, da ni newydd orffen y trafodaethau. Mi o dwi'n dechrau, a dwi'n barod wedi enwyn hun fel ser yn y gêm, ond mae gen nhw lot o anafiadau, ond y waith na hynna ydy mae chwaraewyr pwysig, boes fel Mike Wilde ar goll. Adeg ymor tymor, yr peth ola wyt ti angen. A ti jyst yn cymryd un cipolwg ar y fainc, a rhifa sydd ar grysau'r boes. Rhif 53, 54, 57, boes ifanc mae hynna'n olygu. Felly, dim dyfnder ni carfa nhw heddiw, ond efallai fydd o'n mwynhau, efallai pwysau ar Drenewydd i ennill y gêm.
Ni'n trafod gymaint bod y chwaraewyr yn chwarae gilydd mor aml, y clybiau'n cwrdd, byddwn nhw'n chwarae bedair gwaith y tymor yn y gyngred. Mae fe hefyd yn sôn, mae'r hyfforddwyr yn abod i gilydd yn dda hefyd. Be mae hwnna'n neud i'r sefyllfa?
Ie, fel ti'n sôn, mae pawb yn abod i gilydd, ond pan ti'n gweithio, cydweithio fy rywun, ti'n abod y triciau bach na, y pethau bychan efallai sydd yn mynd ymlaen tu ôl i llenni. A mae'n gallu helpu, ond y gwir ydy, mae'r clybiau yma'n gwybod gymaint, mae yna gymaint o stats a hyn a'r llall, a ti'n gwybod yn union be ti angen am y gwrthwynebwyr. Felly, fi na ddim sioc, fi na ddim syndod o ran naill dim neu'r llall heddiw. Pa dîm sydd yn perfformio ar y diwrnod, mae mor syml a hynna. Pwy sy'n gallu mynd ar yr hediad gwych na, mae o'n gobeithio fydd i dîm o'n mynd arni.
Wel ie, Owain, diolch yn fawr iawn am y tro. Owain yn mynd fyny i'r pwynt sylwebu i ymuno gyda Meilir Emrys. A tra bod e'n gwneud hynny, ni'n mynd i glywed gan reolwr y Drenewydd, Chris Hughes.
Chris, after a tough run of results, huge result for you last week. That must really give you some confidence going into the business end of the season now.
Yeah, as you say, it's the business end. 6 games to go? I think, look, no game in this league's the same. So last week counts for nothing. Obviously it was a good performance. When you go to TNS and win it, they're like a bonus 3 points really. So we know today's going to be difficult. Obviously Flint are rejuvenated this year under Neil. He's done an excellent job there, and they're a tough team to play against. They work hard, and we need to match that.
You mentioned there that the teams know each other very well by this point in the season. How does that play into your team selection for today, especially with someone like Callum Roberts missing with an injured shoulder?
Yeah, look, I think it's part and parcel of a football season, isn't it? We had about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had an horrendous run of injuries and suspensions that all seem to come at the same time. We've dealt with them, we've moved on, we've got a few players back now. Obviously, we're missing 2 or 3 today with injury and illness. But it's the same as any team, and that's what you've got a squad for. We've got players who will come in today, and hopefully they take the chance.
You go into today's game in 3rd place, just behind Bala. Obviously, with 6 games to go now, there's a real chance to push on and take that 2nd spot and a guaranteed spot in Europe.
Look, I think when you look at the league, any team from probably 2nd to 6th can finish anywhere. There's a lot of football to be played. Said that last week when we beat TNS. Said it the week before when we lost to Penabon. There's a lot of football to be played. So all we're going to deal with, that old cliche, if you like, is the next game, and it's Flint today, and that's all we're going to look at.
Chris, diolch yn fawr. All the best this afternoon.
Diolch, thank you.
Chris Hughes yn barod amdani, ni'n barod hefyd. 6 gêm I fynd, 2 wythnos I heddi. Mae werth atgoffa chi. Bydd y gemau ola yn y tymor. Lot mwy I ddod ar ôl hynny gyda Cwpan Cymru. Mae rhyw gêm fach yn Cymru I gyrraedd Cwpan y byd. Hefyd, wrth gwrs, bydd Sgorio yn dilyn y cyfan yn pnawn. Mae Drenewydd yn erbyn Fflint. Mae Yswebeth yn Saesneg. We've got English language commentary. That's available on YouTube. Also, S4C Click. There's an English language option there. Mike Davis and Tommy Morgan waiting for you. Ond ewn ni fyny i'r pwynt sylwebu. Chi wedi gweld Owain Tudur Jones wrth i ochr e. Yn sylwebu prawn mae Meilir Emrys.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Latham Park, Newtown, where Flint Town United are the visitors. Only 3 points separate the 2 teams in the Cymru Premier top 6, with Newtown 3rd and Flint 5th. Now, both sides enjoyed unexpected victories last week to keep their European dreams alive. Newtown winning at TNS and Flint beating Penabon. Keeping me company in the commentary box is Tommy Morgan. How are you, Tom?
I'm fine, Mike. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to a really interesting game this afternoon. And the teams, with regard to Newtown, Chris Hughes makes 3 changes to the team, which won at TNS. Henry Cowans, Zeli Ismail and top scorer Aaron Williams returning to the starting lineup, but they are without Callum Roberts, Arsan and Jamie Breeze. Flint make the 1 change from last week with Oliver Nugent replacing top scorer Mike Wilde, who is still suffering from finger injury, but they will be without the influential Kai Edwards and Connor Harwood. We will look at the patterns that Chris Hughes and Neil Gibson have selected this afternoon, and Tommy will take you through the team patterns. Tom?
Yep, just nice to see Shane Sutton back to defensive duties for Newtown, such a key play for them. And also Williams returns, surprisingly left out of the starting lineup when they had an excellent victory last week at the New Saints, the champions. So I'm looking forward to seeing Jake Walker also. He's impressed me this season along with George Hughes. And then Flint, again, this afternoon, Jake Phillips playing in an unfamiliar role in midfield, but he has played there before and been very effective. And obviously they're missing, their talisman, Michael Wilde, in the forward line. So it's going to be interesting to see where the goals come from. And that man there, John Ruston, he's looking to stop the goals and shared the goalkeeping duties this season with Ryan Woods, which is not a really good sign for me. You'd like to see a keeper playing regularly. And there is his brother, Nick Rushton, who's actually been a very key player for Newtown this season. 20 appearances, 10 goals, and 8 assists. So he has been very, very influential. And Chris Hughes will be looking for him again this afternoon to, get into the action, either with goals or assists.
Our referee this afternoon is Mr. Tom Owen from Harden. He's shown 2 red cards this season, Steve Evans and to Lee Jenkins of Aberystwyth. And it'll be Newtown to kick off, playing from right to left. And it's Rushton with his 10 goals to his captain, Craig Williams. Williams chooses the long path downfield. There's a foul there.
That's a strong challenge to start the game, Mike.
It was a very high challenge, Tom, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I think he had his eye on the ball, actually. I think he saw the Newtown player coming in there on the blind side.
The foul on the influential Jake Walker, and it'll be the captain, Craig Williams, who takes responsibility for most of the free kicks and corners for the home team. Shane Sutton up from the back. Ball is headed clear by Jake Phillips. Cowans will be filling in for the absent Callum Roberts. Dislocated his shoulder the last game here against Penybont. Unfortunate for him, missed the Cymru C game. Ball is played back, is rather short. Dave Jones has to hurry. But the experienced Williams and Sutton in the end clear. But good pressure by the Flint forward line. The regained possession. This is Jake Phillips playing in an unfamiliar midfield role this afternoon.
Yeah, I think Jake Phillips will just sit in front of those three centre-backs for Neil Gibson this afternoon.
Here is Phillips playing the ball behind Cowans. Dave Jones has called for the ball. And the ball goes out for a Newtown goal kick. Well, I'm filling the shoes today for the influential Mark Jones, and it would be amiss of us not to congratulate Mark on his midweek success with the Cymru C team. Scintillating performance at the Oval, beating England by 4-0. Tommy, it was a fantastic evening.
Absolutely emphatic victory for Mark Jones and his team, and thoroughly deserved from start to finish. In the first period they were outstanding. 4 goals, 2 goals each for Will Evans and Aaron Edwards. So all in all, a great evening, and it's put the Welsh game into perspective when people continually knocking our system, but they just showed
Williams crosses. Ball falls kindly here for Henry Cowans. Cowans to Mwandwe, one of the most influential players in the Welsh Premier. Excellent cross towards the far post, and the ball is cleared. But just an example there, Tommy, of how influential and important Fumpa Mwandwe is to the Newtown team.
Well, actually there he reminded me of yourself, Mike, in your heyday. Just worked himself into a little bit of space and whipped a great cross into the far post, and nobody there to take advantage of it.
Here is Mwandwe, and they try to create a little pattern there. Jake Phillips losing possession in the edge of the box, but Flint do get clear. This is Dan Roberts. Roberts, cynically taken down by Shane Sutton, and it's an early yellow card for the experienced Shane Sutton.
Not sure what he's doing there. Good run by Roberts down this right-hand side, and a blatant trip. He knew what he was doing, because I think he'd been dragged out of position there.
And he was beaten for pace as well there by Dan Roberts. Roberts, who's had to wait his turn, only 13 starts, scored 2 goals, Dan Roberts. But one thing is clear, they will miss Mike Wilde today, Tommy.
Yeah, certainly, like I was saying earlier, a real talisman for Flint this season.
Phillips with the free kick, floated in towards the far post on the volley. Oh, what a fantastic save. And it's Dan Roberts on the volley. Well, what a fantastic volley by Roberts, but an excellent save by Dave Jones.
Yeah, great delivery by Jake Phillips there, and just a volley that sped with real pace, and it was a terrific save by Dave Jones, to be fair.
Corner to Flint Town United. In towards the near post, looking for the flick on, but it will be a goal kick. But what a fantastic technique by Dan Roberts. He's already scored one fantastic volley against Bala this season.
Yeah, just seen it from behind the goal here. Defender didn't really see, well, he got the wrong side of him, didn't he? And he's really unfortunate not to put his side ahead there.
Good start for Flint, though. We heard Neil Gibson speak at the top of the show, Tom, with regard to the unavailability of important players, injuries and illness, etc. And this is a big, big test for his team today.
Yeah, certainly is. Have they got strength in depth to take them through to the end of the season? Will be quite interesting. But
Cowan.
He started really brightly, Mike.
Sorry, Tom. Here's Walker. Walker square at the captain, Williams. Interesting to see with Rushton on one side, or maybe even in behind. Ismail on the right, Mwandwe on the left, Aaron Williams through the middle, and they'll always be looking for Williams. And there's the long pass from Craig Williams towards Aaron Williams. Roberts round on the cover. Hart at Ma. And again, Flint losing possession in midfield. Here's Ismail. Moved here in the window and crosses well, and Rushton is struggling. And the ball is cleared. It was Mwandwe who was closest for Newtown. Ismail with the cross and Rushton struggling. But it's with Mwandwe. Mwandwe curls it towards Williams and it beats everybody, and I think it's out for a goal kick, and it is. But again, Newtown come close.
Yeah, some quality deliveries from both sides. This time from the right-hand side with Ismail. Great cross. I don't think Mwambe thought he was going to get there, but terrific cross. Keeper possibly could have done a little bit better, just gets a hand to it. And Mwambe just couldn't turn his neck muscles enough to get it on target. I think he'd rather hit his head rather than him trying to aim anywhere else.
Perhaps is the weakest part of his game currently, Tom Lifumpa Mwandwe, because once he's out on the wing, he can beat everybody in terms of skill and pace. The long throw towards Williams. Mwandwe on the ball. The Flint Town United defenders very wary whenever Mwandwe gets the ball. Here's Sears. Clever play. Ismail out to his captain, Williams. It's been a good opening to the game. 8 minutes gone. Chances for both sides. Only 3 points separating the sides in the Cymru Premier top 6. A tantalising European place still available to both sides. Good header by Williams to the feet of Ismail. Ismail cuts inside, looking for an opportunity to strike. This is Walker. Walker at Mwandwe. Mwandwe chooses to cut inside. Newtown keep possession of the ball. There's George Hughes. Newtown always look that bit more solid when Walker and Hughes start. And there's Mwandwe against Callum Bratley, and it's just a throw. Tommy, what will Chris Hughes make of the first 10 minutes here?
I think defensively they've looked a little bit shaky, been given the ball away a little bit too cheaply. But on the positive side, they have created a number of chances. I've just seen that late tackle by Higgins on Shane Sutton. I'm sure Sutton would have noted his number.
Well, he might have noted his number, Tom, but he's already on a yellow card.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's probably saying, how come Jack Higgins didn't receive a yellow card for that challenge? Well, here is Sutton, and he decides to go all the way back to Dave Jones, who's having a fabulous season between the sticks for Newtown. 9 clean sheets, better than last season's 6. Ball played forward. Opportunity here for Flint. Ball played in, headed clear by Sears. Here comes Ben Marr. Marr on the volley. Ball is blocked. An opportunity here for Newtown to counter-attack. Ball is played forward, but it's even too far ahead, I think, for the speedy Mwandwe.
Yeah, Bratley. He's got a bit of pace, Bratley, defensively, which he'll probably need against Mwambe down this left-hand side for Newtown.
Jake Phillips with the throw. came on as a late substitute for Wales in the midweek win against England. Great celebration in the Phillips family. Here's Henry Cowans. Cowans, who's really created an impression since joining from Telford. Here comes Cowans again. Cowans changing the direction of play intelligently out to Ismail. Ismail again floated towards the far side as Mwandwe gets the header in. Still got Higgins on the floor in front of us, injured here for Flint. Rushton, Williams, and he scores! Aaron Williams. The setup beautifully done by Nick Rushton. But Aaron Williams scores his 15th Cymru Premier goal of the season. A fantastic finish. Newtown ahead. 11 minutes played. Newtown 1, Flint 0.
Yeah, Ismail, deep cross, great header back across the goal by Mwambe initially. Walker at the edge of the box, but that's a really intelligent little flick there by Rushton, and Aaron Williams swept that home, no problem whatsoever on the volley. You can see that he just pulled away from his defender and sweeps it into the bottom corner. Terrific finish from Williams, who's been struggling for goals recently, but certainly back with a bang this afternoon.
That's his first goal since January, when he scored against Haverfordwest. But he's stuck that away right in the corner. Fantastic finish by Williams, the best possible start for the Robins here at Latham Park. And Chris Hughes celebrates with his coaching staff.
You can see actually how delighted Williams was to get that goal. When you've been, not scoring for a number of games, it does affect you.
And it was a lovely touch as well, Tommy, wasn't it, by Nick Rushton, right into his path. Clever, intelligent play by the player who's now got 9 assists.
Yes, certainly was a great finish.
Well, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? For Flint Town United, struggling already in the striker department, and Higgins looks as if his afternoon is over after only 10 minutes of play. The player who joined in the January transfer window. And Flint down to 10 men. Ball with Cowans. Can Newtown looking to double their lead early on here. Mwandwe moves the ball forward, looking to utilise his pace. Ball is cleared by Flint. Still down to 10 men with Higgins injured. And it looks like Sam Duffy will be the player replacing Jack Higgins. Remember, without Jack Kenny, who's got broken arm, without Michael Wilde, top scorer, with a broken finger. That is a real test for Neil Gibson's side, who've done so well this season. Small squad, now it's being stretched, and there's Sutton across. To some extent, Tommy, Flint have been the surprise package of the season.
Yeah, certainly. I think the changing point for them was the signing of Michael Wilde, that showed that their intent, and they've built on that. And they've been very unfortunate to lose both the 2 top scorers in Wilde and Jack Kenny. So you take those goals out of the team, and it's not easy for any manager to replace them.
I think they've got 31 goals between them, Tom. They scored about 56% of all Flint's goals, so you just can't replace that sort of talent, and it's been difficult. They've signed Higgins, and now the bad news is Higgins is injured. And having been on a bad run of form, Newtown, that surprise win at Park Hall, certainly given them confidence, and an early goal here as well. 15 minutes played, Newtown 1, Flint 0. The goal by Aaron Williams, his 15th of the campaign. Ismail. looking to beat his man, has done well. Beautiful cross towards Williams. Ball is cleared.
Thing is, Mike, what Ismail is so good, he can go both ways.
Well, both wingers are really influential in the first 15 minutes. It's Sam Hart, and the ball is with Rushton, and Rushton will be relieved that he's got the ball.
Yeah, certainly Ismail, like I said earlier, he can go both ways. So it's really difficult for the defender because he can cut back onto his left foot or go outside. And he's gone outside the defender twice now and delivered some, when they got the goal, initially got the goal for them. And it could have been a second goal there as well.
Well, we've got Sam Duffy is on the field, but there was a delay in getting him on, and I think Neil Gibson wasn't happy anyway. And had they conceded a second goal there with only 10 men, I think he would have erupted.
Well, the rules are the game has to stop, so Newtown were in possession and they weren't going to kick the ball out of play.
Certainly not, but we've had a good sense here of the pattern of play that Newtown are going to adopt this afternoon, with Zeli Ismail on one side and Lifumpa Mwandwe on the other. And Flint are going to have to be really wary of the two wingers because they've had an excellent start to this game. Here's Phillips. Phillips helps the ball forward towards Cadwallader. Cadwallader is behind Sutton. Here's an opportunity for Flint. Was the handball there? Ball is clear, but only as far as Bratley. Bratley, between the defenders, is taken down. Cowans protests, but a free kick is awarded by Tom Owen, and it's in an excellent attacking position for Flint.
Yeah, I think Bratley does well here. He just leaves his foot there. Cowans, he takes his foot away there, but Bratley, quite clever there. But possibly showing that maybe he's not cut out to be a left back. Much more comfortable in his usual midfield role is Cowans. But excellent position here for the Flint.
And it's Ben Maher and Sam Hart over this free kick. Great opportunity here. At the far post, ball is cleared by Sutton. Happy to concede the corner. Good decision.
Well, we're not in the best position here, Mike, but certainly Sutton didn't take any chances there. I think Newtown was sort of claiming that the ball had already crossed the line.
Cadwallader, probably the tallest of the Flint Town United players. Dan Roberts there as well. Ball is curled in towards Cadwallader. He'd made the run to the near post. The punch by Dave Jones is back with Hart. Hart for Flint. Again, Sutton strong in the air. And Sears throws himself at the ball and wins the free kick in the penalty box.
Yeah, I think Cadwallader positioned himself there for a acrobatic overhead kick.
Next week, it is Flint against Bala next Friday at 7:30. Another huge game in the top six. Bala currently second in the league. 2 points ahead. And then it'll be Barry versus Connors Quay next Saturday at 5:15. And what a huge game that is, following Connors Quay's win last night. Controversially awarded a penalty late on. They now go above Barry Town. Yes. Gavin Chesterfield's men will be looking for an improved performance, and it's a must-win game for Gavin Chesterfield's men this afternoon as they entertain Kevin Druids, the team at the bottom, Tom.
Yeah, certainly have to win that. Like you said, Mike, it is a must win now. I think anybody that drops points against the Druids is in danger of losing their place in the bottom six. And like you mentioned, Mike, that was I thought it was a pretty dreadful decision last night, the goal or the penalty decision at the D-side stadium.
As two former Aberystwyth players, we're not really biased, but it did look particularly controversial. The penalty awarded by Hugh Jones. But there we are. The result stands. It's 3 points for Connors Quay, and they close the gap on Aberystwyth. in the bottom 6. Ball with Flint, out to Sam Hart, playing with this pattern of 3 at the back. Here's Hart. Hart long, looking for Cadwaladr, beaten in the air.
Yeah, Sears did well there defensively against Cadwaladr. Certainly had their problems defensively, Newtown this season. Unfortunately, missing Kieran Mills-Evans, who looks like he probably won't play again this season.
Well, I was looking, they're missing Naeem Arsan, Callum Roberts, Jamie Breeze and Kieran Mills-Evans. All those players would have been part of, you know, might have been the first 11 at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And you've got to give Chris Hughes some praise here, and credit, because in the January transfer window, Jordan Evans left as well. Really popular figure here at Latham Park. And he's brought in Ismail, who's taken time to settle, but you can see what he can offer.
He's already shone in a couple of games I've seen him this season, and this afternoon has been no different. Like I said, you can go both ways. But to be fair to Flint as well, they've suffered, you know, badly with injuries this season. Wild Kenny, Kai Edwards, Parker, Howard, just to name, you know, a handful there. So both teams, I think what it highlights more than anything, Mike, is that squads are getting a bit bigger and better in the Welsh Premier.
Here's an opportunity for Newtown. They have this asset of Henry Cowan's long throw, and Ryan Sears and Shane Sutton move up from the back here, possibly have the advantage in terms of height. And here comes Howans' long throw. It's a good one towards Sears. He's beaten in the air. Walker coming towards it. Walker's done excellently there to swivel and cross, but this time Rushton competently collects.
Yeah, Rushton had his first clean sheet of the season last week, and that's not going to happen this afternoon. I've already been beaten by Aaron Williams' opening goal after 11 minutes.
Hart to the ball for the ball down the channel, looking for Cadwaladr. Ma heads forward, out by Sears.
I'm sure Neil Gibson will be pleased with his side's reaction too, going behind.
Alex Jones, clever play round the corner towards Bratley. Bratley away from Mwandwe. Here's an opportunity, Bratley, but he runs into Sutton. There's no offside and it's out for a corner, but the best we've seen from Callum Bratley.
Yeah, certainly a danger man down this right-hand side, and possibly trying to take advantage of no left back this afternoon or for the home side. What?
You've gone down
be disappointed.
He's gone down there. Would have been a penalty.
Yes, I think you're right there, Mike. You get nothing for being brave and standing up.
It's really an honest play from Callum Bratley. I'm sure if that had been you or me, we'd have thrown ourselves to the floor. Corner comes in towards the far post. Good header by Sutton to clear, and Mwandwe here against Ben Ma. Ma does well.
Ben Ma, he's the enforcer in midfield for Flint. He's never going to let Mwamba get past him there.
There's Nugent. Nugent in to Alex Jones's feet. Jones at Bratley. Bratley under pressure. Gets his pass away to Phillips. Phillips crosses well. Walker has to clear. And the cluster of Flint Town United defenders waiting for the ball. Flint growing into this game, I would say.
Yeah, certainly showing their teeth attacking-wise. What they've done in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Mike, is they've kept possession of that football and pushed Newtown backwards, showing a bit of patience.
Phillips changing the direction of play out to the left-hand side. And again, it's another corner.
Certainly be looking for a better delivery. So far, Newtown have been defensively really sound from the corner kicks, especially Shane Sutton. He attacks the ball really well.
So a series of corners for Flint Town United and a cluster of players waiting for the ball. It'll be Phillips with this in-swinging corner. Roberts, Jones and Cadwallader break is towards Alex Jones, and it was headed out by a Newtown player. And it'll be another corner for Flint.
It was George Hughes, actually. I'm not sure what he was doing there.
He nearly put it in the top corner.
He did, actually. If it had been forward, it had been a good attempt.
Phillips with good delivery towards the far post, headed down and away. But it breaks for Jake Phillips, edge of the box. This is Hart. Hart and Phillips combining, but good pressure from the Newtown defenders. Here's the cross in towards Ben Nash. Oh, the ball is cleared back by Nash. All hands to the pump in the Newtown defence. And the ball is out and it's the bar. Well, goodness me, how did that stay out? And they're still there and they still can't score. Well, what a fantastic piece of play by Flint Town United. How on earth didn't they score?
How unfortunate is that for Neil Gibson's men there? They kept it alive. Nash heads it back across the 6-yard box. Keeper comes out to punch it. Was that over the line? No.
Cleared by Sears.
But he said terrific.
And then over the bar. I think it was a Cadwallader who came closest there. But, I mean, Ryan Sears, let's give credit where credit's due. That was a miraculous clearance by the defender. And again, it's a corner for Flint Town United, and there is a foul in the penalty box. And that will frustrate Neil Gibson.
Yeah. Having a word with the fourth official there, referee Tom Owen. And there's...
we spoke of the unavailability of players, and here we have Kieran Mills-Evans and Callum Roberts on the sidelines. It may well be that Mills-Evans' season is over. Callum Roberts with a dislocated shoulder, perhaps can't see him coming back either until the new season. We wish them both well.
There's certainly a let-off there for Chris Hughes' men. I'm sure Neil Gibson will be encouraged by his team's efforts to get that equaliser.
Well, they've certainly grown back into the game, having conceded so early, Tom. I'm almost surprised in a way that Newtown haven't been able to add to their lead. But here they come down the right-hand side. It's with the scorer Williams, and it's come off Aaron Williams, and it'll be a throw to Flint. And they've really shown their teeth, haven't they, Flint Town United?
Yeah, certainly, probably a little bit unfortunate, and I think they might have claimed a penalty as well when Brackley didn't go to ground.
Rushton. Williams lifts it forward towards Aaron Williams. And it's almost been a half an hour where quarter of an hour has belonged to Newtown and quarter of an hour has belonged to Flint Town United, Tom.
Yes, it's been a little bit of a seesaw game. But the all-important statistic is always in that top right-hand corner of your screen, and that shows the advantage is by 1-0 to Newtown.
Oh, Sutton was lucky there. Two players closed him down.
Yeah, Alex Jones nearly robbed him there. Cadwallader.
There's Mwandwe. Mwandwe's lost possession there as well. Out to Alex Jones. Jones up Ma. Here's Brackley. Brackley skips beyond Aaron Williams. Great play by Brackley. Quick feet as well. Walker in front of him and Sutton in exactly the right place, but Sutton just clears over the touchline. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, interesting point for me is George Hughes of the Newtown midfield player. He's impressed me this season. I think he's spotted the danger and he's going over and doubling up with Cowans down this right-hand side or Newtown's defensive left-hand side.
But certainly Flint Town United's best opportunities have come down this right-hand side. Here's Hart towards Cadwaladr. Cadwaladr claims the free kick and the foul. Nothing given. Cadwaladr scored the all-important goal last week against Penabont. It was an excellent win.
Well, it's so tight, for that second spot and third spot, which, could reap European rewards.
And if Flint could get something today, Tom, they're now home against Carnarvon midweek and Bala next week. So it's all to play for.
Yeah, 2 home games. I saw their game against the New Saints and they were terrific. And very unfortunate not to get something from that game a few weeks ago.
And despite the unavailability of some important players, Neil Gibson was very upbeat prior to the game as well. It's almost as if to say, well, look, I'm going to put these players in and see what they can do.
Well, certainly this afternoon so far, the players are putting in a really good shift for him.
You think of Nugent, hasn't started many games. Duffy is straight on as a substitute. Dan Roberts has only played half the games. This is Rushton. Rushton for Newtown. Oh, mistake by the Newtown captain. It's picked up by Bratley. Bratley out to Cadwaladr. 3 expecting the cross. It's towards the far post and Williams has to clear. Sam Duffy was there just behind Craig Williams, but the captain concedes the corner.
Yeah, great delivery by Cadwaladr. Again, whips it across 6-yard box. Craig Williams, the skipper, nods it out for another corner for Flint.
Well, Flint certainly ahead on corners, but unable to capitalise. Ball again floated in towards the near post. It's cleared by Ismail and Ma goes all the way back and gives an opportunity for Newtown to reorganise. 32 minutes gone and it's flown by, Tom. It's a really entertaining game.
It's been an excellent game. It's been a wide open game, actually. Both sides showing plenty of attacking prowess.
And there's Neil Gibson. The experienced Neil Gibson. He took over in the hot seat at Flint in December 2020, taking over from Niall McGuinness.
Yeah, certainly they know each other really well from their days at Prestatyn, where Chris Hughes was assistant manager to Neil Gibson.
They had a great deal of success there, including a Welsh Cup win as well. Ball played long towards Moandwe. Oh, Moandwe's behind Dave Jones. He knocks into Jones. Well, a lack of communication between Bratley and Rushton provided Moandwe with an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, Bratley, he ducks out of that. And Newtown, Moandwe is very unfortunate not to get on the score sheet there. Like you said, Mike, it's so important, the communication between the goalkeeper and his defenders, and certainly a lack of it there. Bratley should have taken control of the situation and headed the ball away. Instead, he let it go, and it could have cost his team dearly, but fortunately for him, it didn't.
Ball played long by Cowans. No offside flag. Here's Williams. Crosses well. Nobody there to finish for Newtown. It's a battle in midfield. It's won by Jake Walker. Here is Rushton. Rushton waiting for the overlapping Craig Williams. Foot on the ball by Newtown. Here is Ismail. Ismail looking for an opportunity to shoot. He's back on his right foot. Closed down by Hart. And the ball is cleared downfield, but there is an offside flag here against Mark Cadwaladr. But going back to that opportunity, Tom, yeah, we talked about the lack of communication, but, I don't really think Neil Gibson knows who his best goalkeeper is.
Well, just mention that, just at the start of the game, they've shared the goalkeeping duties, really, Rushton and Woods this season, and for me, you need a custodian that's a regular, and obviously, both have been prone to making a few mistakes. And what happens then is you don't get that consistency.
To be fair to John Rushton, he came back into the... is this the opportunity? This is Ismail, is it? Ismail. It takes a little too long, doesn't he? Zeli Ismail. He's had an opportunity to shoot on more than one occasion, Tom. Maybe not gone for it?
Yes, I think once you make your mind up, you need to do it, make it up quickly, and he's been in two minds whether to cross it or have a go. I think sometimes when you haven't got any time, you tend to hit them.
Yeah.
And when you got too much time to think, then you get into that mode.
Ball played long. Cadwallader between the defenders, goes to ground. Dave Jones grabs the ball. With just one direct ball over the top of the Newtown defence. But a clever run by Cadwallader between the big defenders there. Almost brought him an equaliser.
Maybe that's a difference between the goalkeepers. Jones came out there and claimed it, and earlier...
Well, I thought that ball was going to fly for a goal kick. Mwandwe has done really well. Cowans, that's a little strong and over the top of everybody. And again, Mwandwe taken out there, I think, by Bratley.
I think actually, was it Jake Phillips who caught him late?
Oh, you're right, Tom. Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think the referee did have a quick word with Jake Phillips as he went back there, telling him to be careful.
Interesting that Flint are going with a back three today without the experienced Kai Edwards. Been an excellent partnership between Edwards and Ben Nash. But an injury to her calf muscle just prior to the start of the game against Penabont last week. An enforced change, therefore. And here's Mwandwe for Newtown. Giving away the ball rather cheaply there with Jake Phillips. Phillips cuts inside, looking for the square pass. It's out to Sam Hart. Hart, we haven't seen him overlapping today, obviously playing on the left side of a three-man defence. Ball played forward, looking for Alex Jones. Jones, Cowans next to him. Flint keep possession, looking for an opportunity to cross. They do so. It hits Sutton. Aaron Williams coming deep to help out his defenders. And he goes to ground, and the linesman gives a free kick. And here we go. We have Neil Gibson.
So frustrating for a manager, isn't it? Was it a foul? It's questionable, isn't it? I think he made the most of that.
Both of them had their arms around Williams, but I don't think he can complain too much. Maybe he was complaining about the players that gave away the free kick. Tom. Seven minutes to the break then. It's still Newtown 1, Flint 0. Aaron Williams' 15th goal of the season, separating the teams, and a win today would take Newtown above Bala into second place before this afternoon's games, where Bala visit Penabont in a repeat of the Welsh Cup semi-final. Ball cleared by Duffy. Alex Jones is first to the ball. 4 against 2. Jones keeps going between the defenders. Good play by Alex Jones, but then he's crowded out. And Cowans clears. Aaron Williams across. Well, here we go. Mwandwe against Jake Phillips. That would have been a test of Phillips's pace, but it's a throw-in to Flint Town United. Right in front of the commentary box here at Latham Park.
Well, on the balance of play, Mark, I think Flint probably deserve to be equal.
Well, they deserve to be at least level, Tom, don't they?
Yeah.
They've been unfortunate, and maybe the fact that they haven't been able to score. When we spoke a little bit earlier about Jack Kenny and Mike Wilde, you know, they would have taken one of those chances, wouldn't they?
So the test coming up defensively again for the Robins.
I think this is the first time we've seen Jake Phillips utilising his long throw. That means Ben Nash goes forward, and they confuse everybody by throwing it short for Sam Hart. Hart towards Cadwaladr. He's beaten in the air, and the ball with Ismail. Ismail, who's going to be quicker than Ma. Ma stays with him. Ismail again looking for the pass and decides to go down the right-hand side. Cuts inside. Good play by Ismail. Here's the cross. It's towards Rushton. It's collected outside the box. Here's George Hughes. Hughes looking for a pile driver over the bar from Hughes. He's only scored 1 goal this season, but it was a cracking goal against Barry Town. This time, a little over the bar.
Again, good work by Ismail down that right-hand side. Hughes comes to Hughes, but couldn't really keep that effort down on target.
Looking at this afternoon's games, Tom, Penybont, Bala, Met, Haverfordwest, Barry, Cefn Druids in the top 6. Another mouth-watering clash between Penybont and Bala. Colin Caton against Rhys Griffiths. Opportunity here again for Flint. Do they get the ball first? No. Excellent play by Cowans.
Yeah, certainly not a lot to choose between Rhys Griffiths and Colin Caton's team. If anything, if that semi-final's anything to go by.
Good play by Rushton. Ball forward by Walker, releases Williams. Williams into the penalty area. Excellent save by Rushton. Well, what an opportunity for Aaron Williams to double Newtown's lead. Cracking pass by Walker to release Aaron Williams. Newtown keep possession of the ball.
That was certainly a gilt-edge opportunity there, Mike.
Williams crosses, ball headed out, and it's Alex Jones who collects, but he loses possession to Mwandwe. Mwandwe looking to curl it over Rushton, but it's over the bar as well.
Yeah, a little deflection on that effort by Mwambe, but we might see Williams' effort. And really, for a player of his calibre, you'd have put your money on him there. What he does, he just tries to open out his body, but Rushton read it really well, to be fair. He just wasn't going to hit that with his left foot, was he, Mike?
Yeah, and also he opened up his body so much, the goalkeeper knew exactly where he was going to put it.
But certainly Rushton did really well to get down to that one.
Rushton did well, to be fair. Corner to Newtown. Sutton with a header. And it's come off. Ooh, a little push and shove in the box there, but the header by Sutton has hit one of the Flint Town United defenders and is out for a corner.
Yeah, it's a bit of afters there. I think it's Mayer and Hughes.
Now then, here comes Ismail. It's difficult to tell if he's left-footed or right-footed. Tommy, well, it's only a short one here to Mwandwe. Gets the ball back. It'll be a right-footed cross. No, it won't. He comes back on his left foot. Mwandwe at the far post. Oh, Sutton throws himself to the floor, and it is a penalty. Well, I'm sure Flint Town United will be complaining about this. Rather dramatic fashion. Shane Sutton throws himself to the floor, but Tom Owen has awarded the penalty to Newtown.
Well, certainly he had a hold of his shirt. Great cross again to the far post by Mwambe. Well, he goes, let's have a look. You know, the referee's in the way there, Mike. But initially I thought that he did have a hold of his shirt. But it's been given now.
Well, it's Ben Nash.
And he gets a yellow card
who's
as well.
Conceded the penalty. He also gets a yellow card and an opportunity here for Aaron Williams to double Newtown's lead and to secure his second of the afternoon. Rushton versus Aaron Williams. There'll be a minute added at the end of the first half. What an important moment this is in the game. Williams coolly slots it. His second of the game. Newtown double their lead on the stroke of half-time. Newtown 2, Flint Town United 0.
Certainly a comfortable finish for Williams from the penalty spot. Sends Rushton the wrong way. Just tucks it into the bottom left-hand corner. But certainly that'll be a big boost for Chris Hughes as he just takes his team in to the interval with a 2-goal lead. And Mike, you know as well as me, that makes a big difference to that team talk at half-time.
Well, we said it was an important moment in the game if he could slot that one away. Flint Town United having dominated the second half of the first half, if that makes any sense. But the ball with heart. A minute added at the end of the first half. Ball is cleared towards Aaron Williams. He's on another hat-trick. He's already scored 4 hat-tricks this season. Brackley played, ball is played forward. Cadwallader nicks the ball from Sutton. His cross is cleared and it'll be a throw-in, but will there be time for the throw? We've already had a minute and a half where there was an added minute.
Certainly pretty animated is Flint boss at the moment.
Here comes the long throw. Brackley, opportunity for a shot. He's crowded out. And there's the final whistle of the first half from Mr. Tom Owen. Newtown lead by 2-0. Frustration for Mark Cadwallader, who had the best opportunity for the visitors. But it's Aaron Williams' 2 goals that separate the sides currently. Scoring after 11 minutes following the touch by Nick Rushton, and then adding a penalty on the stroke of half-time. At half-time here at Latham Park, Newtown 2, Flint 0.
Os i chi fel ni yn ffili stopo siarad am bêl-drod yna pidwch a phoeni. Mae llawer mwy o gynnwys sgorio ar gael yn ddigidol.
Ar bodlediad wythnosol Sgorio, byddai Sioned Dafydd yn trafod unrhyw beth a phopeth sy'n ymwneud â bêl-drod yng Nghymru. Bydd ambell i seren yn ymuno yn y sgwrs hefyd, y cenedlaethol a'r lleol Cwpan Cymru i Gwpan y Byd. Mae'r cyfan yn cael sylw dyn ni ar pod Sgorio. Chwiliwch a thanysgrifiwch i dderbyn y podlediad diweddara.
Yn ogystal â hynny, byddai'n tar y golwg manylach ar gamper merched, ac hynny yng Nghwmni Gwenan Harris ar y fodlediad sydd ar gael ar Facebook a YouTube. Chwiliwch am Gwenan a Sioned yn siarad ffwtbol.
Ac wrth gwrs, gewch chi weld y cicio a taclo a phob gol o uwch gyngor Cymru ar ein gwefannau cymdeithasol, gyda chlipiau a uchelbwyntiau cyson ar gael ar-lein. Chwiliwch am Sgorio a mwynhewch yr arlwy o bêl-drod sydd gan Gymru i'w gynnig. Ni ar yr egwyl fan hyn, felly 2 gol i ddim i'r Drenewydd erbyn Fflint erbyn hyn, cyn i ni edrych nôl yr hanner cyntaf. Dewch i ni glywed mwy gan un o gymeriadau mawr uwch gyngor Cymru JD, un o gymeriadau mawr y canolbarth hefyd, Seren y Bala, Chris Venables.
Rwan, os ydych chi fel fi yn gwylio'r hyn raglen dyledyn ar Salwm, dyma'r rhan lle dwi'n gofyn, who lives in a house like this? Wel, pan welwch chi beth gennai fan hyn, dwi'n meddwl newch chi gymryd yn hir iawn i ddyfalu. Well, Chris, congratulations, 500 Cymru Premier appearances. When you were starting out, I wonder, is that something that you envisaged happening?
Obviously arrived in the league at quite an early age, 18, so obviously I suppose the opportunity was there if I could stay fit and carry on playing, but no, I never looked kind of further than the next game and the next season, really. When you look back, what would you say are some of your highlights? I mean, I guess some of them are obvious, aren't they? Cup wins, main highlights, I suppose. Yeah, I won the League Cup with Jesus in Aberystwyth against Rill on a penalty shootout. That was great. And then obviously I've had the Welsh Cup wins with Llanelli firstly, and then obviously with Bala as well. So you know, they were huge. Winning anything as a team is always great. It's the best feeling.
You mentioned there the Welsh Cup with Llanelli, and when you look back at that team, that was a really strong unit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. I arrived there in 2009, and it was probably the first squad I played in the Welsh Premier that was like more like kind of a football league type environment. It was a kind of a step up really in like professionalism as well. This is somewhere that I wanted to be, and I learned so much then from playing with those players in that squad, and it definitely sort of changed me for the future years. Once I'd left there, definitely I just saw football in a different way after having played there with them.
And then, of course, Aberystwyth as well, another huge club in your career.
Yeah, obviously I've spent 2 spells there. One in 2009 where we had a really good season. Ended up in the Welsh Cup final and sadly losing. Obviously the second spell then when I came back from Llanelli was one of the best periods that I'd had in terms of how well I was playing, I think, then, as I was a bit older, you know, so, yeah.
Now, I'll be honest with you, if you're going to have a shelf in a house, these are the kind of things you want on display, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously the golden boots are the main ones for me, but yeah, a lot of fantastic memories.
Can I ask, was there ever any desire or aspirations to go and play full-time?
Had I been given the chance towards the middle of my career, I suppose, then it's something I probably would have taken. But I think when the Golden Boots and Player of the Years and things like that came, obviously in my late 20s, it probably wasn't a proposition maybe for Football League clubs at that age, perhaps. So
there are a few other treasures on display here. Can we have a look?
Yeah, a few more things hidden away. What have we got? Yeah, obviously Wales Sea Caps, which I've got a few of now. This one's obviously from 2018-19 season.
Tell me about Bala, because they've obviously played such a huge part in these latter years for you, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously 6 seasons now with Bala, so I've played more games now for Bala than any other club in the league. And yeah, it's been a great period, really great period. Obviously, I moved there from Aberystwyth having, a lot of personal sort of glory, if that's the right word for describing it. But yeah, I've gone to Bala and obviously won the Welsh Cup in our first season. I was made captain partway through the season as well, which is something that I've been extremely proud of. I'll look back extremely fondly. I'm sure when I finish playing on my time there, definitely.
You mentioned there looking back. Is that something that you're thinking about? Are you nearing that point?
As long as I can, I'll just keep going as I am. I'm not thinking about after football or anything like that. I know that it won't be too many seasons probably before I stop at probably Welsh Premier League level, but at the same time at the moment I'm enjoying it so much and I feel like I've got a lot to give.
When the time comes, how will you look back on it all, and also how would you like Cymru Premier fans to remember you?
I look back on it fondly, definitely. I've loved every minute of it. So I've obviously got quite a few reminders, have you seen, of good times on a personal note, but how I would want fans to see me, I don't know. Happy, I think, because a lot of time on the pitch I'm not always that happy. But yeah, no, I'm certainly trying to take it now, each game as it comes, make sure I enjoy it. It's not always easy, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Cyfres newydd i Nicky John yn mynd o gwmpas tai enwogion uwch Cyngor Cymru. JD, mae'n syniad da, pam lain, hoffi fusnesa. Tiol y llenni fel petai. Dyma gemau penwythnos. 2 gem neithiwr, a mae hon yn ddwy ddim i'r Drenewydd, a bydd Chris Venables ar Bala. Ymhen y bont, mae yna uchafbwyntiau i ddod. Cofiwch, Di Llun, 5:30 ac am 10 o'r gloch ar S4C, cyfle i weld honna. Owen Tudor Jones di ymuno gyda fi. Ni'n mynd i ystod nôl am gwpl o funudau, achos ni'n mynd i edrych nôl nawr ar uchafbwyntiau Cymru Ec neu Lloegr o ganol wythnos. Mae Mael Davies yn hyrddio hon mewn, ond achosi problemau. Mae Clagan yn pwyso gwell gan Gymru. Wrth i ni gyrraedd y 10 munud. Will Evans, os na gyfle i'r gydio. Evans! Gol i Gymru! Will Evans yn troi yn ei tharo hi, ac mae Cymru ar y blaen. Cymru 1, Lloegr 0.
Wel. Mae'n rhoi hi ar y hanner foli. Wedyn, mae eisiau ffeindio'r gornel bell yna. Yr unig led yn dod i'r golwr o stad ymddynychal. A mae o'n wypio mewn o draws y golwr syth i fod i'r gornel clinigol o gol gan Will Evans.
Sgiliau hyfryd. Mae fe'n disgyn. Dyfarnwr ddim is y gwybod. Callum Roberts i lawr.
dwi wedi gweld nhw'n cael ei roi. Nath Callum Roberts yr rhif 11 nath o'n dda a clefar i ddod at draws Dion Donahue. Ac wedyn nath Dion Donahue ond o'n rhedag efo'r momentum i fynd syth i mewn efo beth bynnag.
McLaren, man yn hwyr. Eiron Edwards i Cymru, mae drwodd yw i'n ddoi i Cymru. Eiron Edwards yn taro i Cymru. Yr hen ben yn berffeth. A mae'r 20 munud cyntaf yma yn berffeth. Cymru 2, Lloegr 0.
Mae Tim yn Cadwyn yn gampus. Wwan Eiron, positif. Dwi'n mynd am y gol beth bynnag. Edrych am y ciniad y bel. I ni siŵr fynd i'r tacl i'n dod i mewn. Felly mae'n gwybod, geith o'r ergyd ar y gol wedyn. Clefar gan Eiron, profiad gan Eiron, a gwych gan Eiron. Troed chwith, pasio i mewn.
Fydd wrth i fod fo hwnna.
Will Evans, sgorio'r y gynta. Mae'n opsiwn, e? Cain Owen yn cyrraedd, Harling mewn i'r canol, Cymru'n creu unwaith. Mae Eiron Edwards wedi taro eto. A'i breuddwyd yw hyn i Mark Jones o bloch ar y cae. Mae 2 i ddim yn yr hanner cynta. Eiron Edwards yn cael yr ail am noson i Gymru.
Gwych o'r rediad yn dod i mewn y fanna gan Lewis Harling. A wedyn gododd o'i ben, welodd o'r rediad. Eiron Edwards a Eiron. Mae yn ymroi i'r postyn cyntaf yna, a mae'n mynd oll ffordd, a wedyn mae'r dasg yn un syml. A di Eiron ddim yn methu. Gret, da. Gret.
O, Will Evans eto, mentro! Bobl bach! Will Evans, beth yn y byd sy'n digwydd ar yr ofal. Chi ddim yn gweld pethau. Mae'n 4 i Gymru.
Ti'n Will McLeod? Fi a defnyddio i gorff ma fama. Mae Danny Drai baby bach, felly dwi'n meddwl sef yn mynd i sgorio. O, mae o'n crymanu hi i'r postyn bella. Mae di binsio fi.
Mae'n bleser cael bod ma. Sam Beard yn clirio i Loegr. A mae'n drwodd, mae gyfle i Loegr ys y ffordd yn ôl. A mae'r bediad gan Ramsey. Michael Cheek yn glir. Ond Ramsey yn barod amdani. Pwysig. Ie, am noson oedd hwnna ar yr ofal 4 i ddim. Ni swn i'n fwynhau hwnna mas draw. O ti'n sylwefu hefyd Owain. Cwpl o ddyddiau ers ni erbyn hyn. Fain o waniaeth mae'n di wneud jyst o ran y teimlad o gwmpas y gyngrair.
Oedd hi'n ganlyniad enfawr wir. Dwi'n meddwl bod o'n deud y cyfan bod yr uchafbwyntio ar hanner cyntaf, 45 munud ar ail hanner rhyw 10 eiliad. Oedd y gwaith di wneud yn yr hanner cyntaf, doedd hwnna ddim yn rhyw ganlyniad freak result lle ti'n meddwl, be ddigwyddodd yma? Oedd Cymru'n heiddi yn eich o 4 gol i ddim, a sa ti'n gallu sbio ar Lloegr yn meddwl, o'na amddiffyn ofnadwy, di o ddim och. O ran y gyngrair, mae'r canlyniad yna yn golygu lot. Oherwydd nath nhw yrru tîm cry i'n gwynebu ni. Bod na ambell un wedi tynnu allan, ond plian yn het Mark Jones, chwarae teg iddo fo, mae'n golygu gymaint, ond o safbwynt y gyngrair, dwi'n meddwl bod o'n yn hen bryd i bobl dynnu sylw ac parchu'r gyngrair chydig bach mwy.
O'n eitha lot o lis, mae'n siŵr beth am hon heddi, mae wedi bod yn gystadleuol iawn, ond yn Drenewydd yn cael y gorau ohoni. Yn i weld y gol gynta fan hyn, a o'n i'n gwylio rheolwr y Fflint, oedd Neil Gibson mor rwystredig dar amddiffyn.
Mae wedi bod yn gêm ddifyr, eitha tyn, ond Drenewydd wedi bod chydig bach yn well ar draws y cae. A da ni'n gweld yn fama, mi fydd Fflint yn siomedig o jyst methu clirio. Maen nhw'n cael eu pen ar y bel cwpl o weithiau, ond y Drenewydd sy'n cadw'r bel yn fyw. A wedyn, pan mae gen ti chwaraewyr fel Rushton, sydd yn gallu creu, pan mae gen ti wedyn Williams sy'n cael tymor campus o flaen gol, maen nhw'n beryg bywyd. A rhyw hanner cyfle, dyna'r oll mae o angen i gymryd honna. Felly, oedden nhw'n heiddi bod ar y blaen.
A mae fel tasa'r Fflint angen mwy na hanner cyfle, achos gysyn nhw tua 4 hanner cyfle mewn un digwyddiad ar un adeg.
Do, nath yr eiliadau yma roi cur pen i fi fod yn onest. O'n i'n meddwl, be dwi wedi siarad am y fama, ond eto, cadw'r bel yn fyw, ond ti jyst yn gweld hefyd Drenewydd, maen nhw'n taflu bob dim i fewn y fama, i wneud yn siŵr nad os maen nhw'n mynd i sgorio, wel, maen nhw'n gorfod mynd drwyddan ni i gyd, ac Arwr Ogan Sears ar yr un eich wedyn, anffodus taro'r trawst, ond ti'n gallu gweld yn y digwyddiad yna, mae'n golygu lot i bob tîm wrth gwrs, ond y fama, da ni'n gweld y siampl mae'n olygu i Drenewydd i aros yn yr ail safle neu mor agos ato a bosib.
Mae'n wedi bod drefnus iawn i fod yn deg, i fod Sutton wedi cael Melin yn gynnar. Ambell i gyffyrddiad, campus dyn nhw'n amddiffynol, maen nhw fel sy'n ni'n gwybod i gwaith, a anafiadau Fflint hefyd ddim yn helpu nhw. A wedyn ni reit o'r ddiwedd yr hanner cyntaf, mae'r O, mae'n dipyn o ergyd i obeithio yn y Fflint, ond am hwb i'r Drenewydd. Oedd hi'n gicio smotyn?
Oedd hi'n gicio smotyn. Mae o'n tynnu gris, so mae o'n eitha amlwg. O'n i'n sbio ar y ddau yma yn y cwrt cosbi arall. A pam oedd Nash yn ymosod, doedd o'n eisiau sbio ar y bêl. Oedd o'n hapus i reslo a cael brwydr efo Sutton. Oherwydd mae Sutton yn lond llaw. Ac mae'n gwneud digon i ennill i gicio smotyn, a wedyn Williams eto wrth i fod. Dwi'n siŵr iawn be sydd yn digwydd y fama, at be mae'n bwyntio. Yn amlwg mae'n ceisio profi rhyw bwynt, ond mae'n anodd gweld sut mae Flint yn cael ei hunan yn ôl i fewn i hon.
Ie, dwi'n disgolio'r spel tan heddi, felly hwb yn amlwg iddo fe. Ie, wel, na'r cwestiwn, wrth yn ôl i'r cae, oes na ffordd yn ôl iddyn nhw?
Mae yna wastad ffordd. Ti wedi cyfeirio'n barod, o'n i'n sôn gynharach Sutton ar gardyn melyn, a ti'n gweld os mae ymosodwyr nhw yn gallu rhedeg tuag ato fo, o bosib o'na gardyn coch, heblaw bod hynna'n digwydd, a allai ddim gweld y Flint yn dod yn ôl i fewn iddi. Ond daliwch chi wylio, de?
Mae fe'n dda, nag mae gwaith da fe wneud, mae fe'n mynd ôl i'r pwynt sylwebu, wrth ni weld y ddau tîm yn camu i'r cae. Dim plis, o, mae'n wedi dechrau eto. Neith am rithro, sy'n angen rithro. Cool fel arfer o White Tudur Jones. Ond ewn ni nôl at y gwrs i sylwebu pnawn yma, May Emrys.
Thank you very much, Dylan. It's Mike Davis and Tommy Morgan on the Red Button commentary this afternoon. And certainly advantage to Newtown at half-time, leading by 2-0. The 2 goals scored by Aaron Williams, his 15th and 16th goals of the campaign. Tom, what would have been the message from the managers at half-time?
Well, certainly from Neil Gibson, he'll be, let's get back into the game as soon as we can. Start off in a positive manner at the start of the second period. And I think Chris Hughes has said, yes, we'll sit back a little bit, I think, and let them press, and we'll see if we can get something on the break.
It'd be interesting to see if there's a change in the pattern, perhaps, of Flint's play. I can just see perhaps Jake Phillips playing a role back into maybe a back four. Tom, what do you think?
It looks like it, that Jake Phillips goes to right back and push Bratley further forward, because he was their danger man in the first half, without a shadow of a doubt.
Mwandwe losing out. Throw to Flint Town United, who had played their part in an entertaining first half and were really unfortunate not to level when Newtown were 1-up. Cadwaladr striking the bar. But as we've said on a number of occasions, you're going to miss people like Jack Kenny and particularly Michael Wilde when they're not available. And that was always going to be the acid test for the visitors today. Nash on a yellow card following the foul on Sutton. It gave away the penalty at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Sears, he had a good first half for the Robins.
He's back with his second spell, I think, at the club. He former Shrewsbury Town player who came here from Grimsby. Here's Hart crossing well, ball free on the edge of the box, but there's an offside flag and free kick to Newtown.
Yeah, they've been caught too many times offside for me. Have Flint. I'm sure Neil Gibson be telling his strikers to get onside.
Yeah, explanation given by Neil Gibson. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Does Gibson, former Prestatyn manager, has done so well here.
Yeah, certainly a passionate manager. I can vouch for that.
Ball played in to feet. Ismail, opportunity to turn. Not enough strength on the pass. But here comes Williams. Williams tackled well by Jake Phillips, edge of the box. Ball is cleared, only as far as Cowans. Cowans to Rushton. Rushton with 9 assists now this season. Excellent season for him. Here's Sears. Sears will be looking for Aaron Williams, who's on the hat-trick. The ball is collected by Rushton.
Yeah, certainly looked as if he drifted offside for me there.
Phillips towards the substitute Duffy. I think a third goal for Newtown would certainly ensure the result and the points, Tommy. So the next goal, as ever, so important in terms of football. The 2-0 lead at half-time is always looked at as particularly dangerous, but here comes Alex Jones. Jones into the penalty area, crosses. Ball intercepted well there by Sears and cleared towards Mwandwe. His first touch lets him down. This is Bratley. Bratley towards Cadwaladr. No foul there, no foul given. We apologise if you can hear any swearing through the effects mic this afternoon.
Yes, certainly. Bratley has been very lively for Flint this afternoon.
Throw down that left-hand side, but it's come off Mwandwe and it'll be a goal kick to Flint Town United. As we mentioned just before half-time, Tommy, some huge games in the Welsh Prem this afternoon, including the Penabont Bala game. In terms of the psychology of things, do you think Colin Caton will be sharing that information with his team just prior to kick-off if Newtown are ahead of them?
I think these days they'll definitely know that they've got to win to stay to get back to the second spot. Such is the power of social media these days.
Foul there on Alex Jones. Sears complains.
I think the vital thing for me is for one of the clubs has got to go on a run and win 3 or 4 games back to back, and that could clinch that second spot.
So we have Phillips and Hart over this free kick. It'll be Phillips to curl it ahead of the forwards, and here's an opportunity, and it's Cadwaladr who's cut the deficit here at Latham Park. It was so important that Flint Town United got the next goal, and that's exactly what's happened. From the free kick, floated in by Jake Phillips. Cadwaladr scores, 6th goal of the season for him. Yeah. So important, Tommy.
Yeah, some poor defending there. Cadwaladr sneaks in at the back post there. A little flick on. Was it Mayer with a flick on? No, it was Jones, I think. And Cadwaladr comes in at the back post and nods it in. Free header.
Only 5 minutes played in the second half, and Flint Town United are back in this game.
Certainly just what we wanted, Mike. Liven things up.
And that'll give the Flint Town United boys a real boost of confidence. Now, having missed those chances in the first half, it just goes to show. Oh, Ismail is down. The foul by Ma. More complaints from the side, from the coaching staff of Flint Town United. But it correctly awarded a free kick to Newtown. So it's Newtown 2, Flint Town United 1. Just after we spoke about the 3 points for Newtown and whether Bala would be aware of it. It's game on. Ball played forward. Opportunity here. Rushton knocks into Aaron Williams. No foul given. Williams on the hat-trick. Excellent play by Craig Williams. He played the ball forward towards Aaron Williams, found himself in space. Again, Rushton a little slow to react from his line. And Flint Town United lucky to escape, not to have conceded a third.
Yeah, certainly. I'm not too sure. He just didn't react quickly enough there. For me, Williams has a great opportunity to take that on the first bounce, and yeah, Rushton did well, really just stood up. You would have put your money on him scoring there. Maybe the ball wouldn't come down for him, but certainly a really good opportunity for Williams to put that advantage back to 2 goals for his team.
I was fortunate enough, Tom, to commentate on the fixture here between the two sides. It was a feisty affair. It was 2-0 win for Newtown that afternoon.
That's the afternoon when Michael Wilde got sent off, was it?
That's it, and that would have been his second red card. But here's the ball played forward again. Ismail shoots low, great save by Rushton. He chose to go with his left foot. Ismail couldn't go across the keeper, but Rushton did particularly well to keep that opportunity out.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have a red card in this match, because things are warming up here on the pitch.
Well,
yes,
it is. It's a red card. Alex Jones, a red card for him. He complains, his second red card of the season. His reaction. Now, there was a bad reaction from Alex Jones when he got sent off at Haverfordwest earlier in the season. An altercation with a supporter that afternoon. He again complains against the decision made by Tom Owen. It was a coming together between himself and George Hughes.
Yeah,
but does it deserve a red card, Tom?
Well, for me, it looked a 6 of one after the other. Just after, you just see there. Well,
yes, he leads with the head. Maybe we were following the ball, Tommy, but I think it was Cheryl Foster, our fourth official, who has seen the incident, informed Tom Owen, and Owen has shown the red card to Alex Jones. It's the correct decision. And again, Alex Jones has jumped over the barrier. And as I said a little bit earlier, there was an altercation between himself and a supporter at Haverfordwest that led to an extended ban for Alex Jones, and he's lost his head here, Tom.
Yeah, certainly. You just see it. I mean, obviously something was said there, possibly, and there's no need for that. There's no need for that whatsoever. He's let himself down. He's let his teammates down there, as Alex Jones. Such an influential player for Flint as well. I think that's the end of his season, because that's a 3-match ban, and he's been sent off already this season. They had another game, so that's 4 games he'll miss now between now and the end of the season.
And it's a third red card for Flint against the same opponents, with Michael Wilde being sent off in the 2 previous games.
And you'd have never thought that would happen, Michael Wilde getting sent off twice. But, yeah. But I think that there's been lots of things going on between Hughes and Jones prior to that incident.
Here's Ben Maher then. Is the way back here for Flint Town United, having worked so hard to get themselves back into the game.
Certainly still in the game, just a goal behind, but obviously a man down.
And here's George Hughes, who's in the middle of that incident with Alex Jones, but you just can't do that. Violent conduct, a straight red card, a correct decision, and Flint Town United now their backs against the wall. Mwandwe, great run here, Rushton. Oh, and the great save by his brother. It was...
Yeah, lovely little flick here, releasing Rushton, and he toe pokes that really. It was an excellent save by his brother, John Rushton.
I don't think Nick Rushton could believe that. Here's a header in by Shane Sutton over the bar. He was clean in one-on-one with his brother, John Rushton, and it looked as if it was flying towards the top corner.
This is a free area from Shane Sutton, but I think he saw that ball a little bit late, didn't he? He couldn't really direct it on target. Here's Alec Jones.
He still hasn't reached the changing rooms, but he'll be reflecting on his decision there to headbutt George Hughes. And I must admit, there's no place for that on the football field. Violent conduct, red card, his side down to 10 men. And maybe, just maybe, the defeat this afternoon and his suspension, along with injuries, may spell the end of Flint Town United's campaign to finish second, Tom.
Yes, I can't disagree with that, Mike. You know, been missing lots of players this afternoon, and then going down to 10 men, and some tough fixtures ahead for them as well. You've got Carnarvon home, Bala away, and the New Saints away, and Penabont away, so that's a really tough schedule for Neil Gibson's men.
Mwandwe and Rushton looking to combine down that left-hand side. Ball played forward towards Cadwaladr. But then again, they only need one more goal. It's still 2-1, despite Flint being down to 10 men. Here's Ismail. Ismail coming deeper to collect the ball. Hughes with Rushton now, hogging that left-hand touchline. Mwandwe, but I think he'd strayed offside. Poor decision. I suppose, you know, the usual red card, Tom, can work both ways, can't they? You know, it can inspire a team, and then the side who's got 11 men, they can sit back and think it's all over, it's all done.
Yeah, that is a danger. But that can happen. He said, a bit of lack of concentration from Newtown can cost them dearly, but
there was only 5 minutes, Tom, between the time Flint scored and Alex Jones receiving his marching orders. The glare of the sun affecting us here in the commentary box, but here's Craig Williams, captain of Newtown. It'll be a period now where they'll look to keep possession of the ball. The all-important 3 points will take them above Bala into second place. Ball played forward. There's the Mwandwe pace. There's the cross. Nobody there at the far post to finish it off. But ball played forward. And again, excellent pace from Mwandwe.
Yeah. As you know, Mike, you just can't stop pace like that. Roberts just left him in his wake. Did Mwambe. Decent cross as well at the end of that.
He's surely going to be on the shortlist for the young player of the season, Tom.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
Phillips forward looking for Bratley. He goes to ground and there's foul there awarded against Cowans. Bratley was clever there. Got up into the air early, drew the foul.
He was given handball, was it?
Was it handball, Tom? Yeah.
Well, he had both, I think, there.
You have to remember, they scored from their last free kick, not from a dissimilar position, but the opposite side of the field. And it's Jake Phillips over this. We've got Dan Roberts and Ben Maher up from the back. Phillips, and it's towards Ma with Sutton. And, of course, that's the combination that led to the Newtown penalty. Ma chooses to keep possession. It's Nugent, and that's rather wasteful. And there's a club rugby informing you of games available. Stormers against the Ospreys today at 5 o'clock, live on S4C. And also, we've got Scarlets against Cardiff. A review of that game tonight at 10 o'clock. The Welsh derby from Parc y Scarlets played this afternoon. Ma out to Nugent caught a little bit there, but they keep possession of the ball, and I think they'll be looking to make a change. Here's Ma again. Newtown regain possession, and it's with Mwandwe looking for the movement by Rushton. Rushton is in. Rushton crosses towards Aaron Williams. Bratley against Hughes far side. Ball played forward. It'll be 3 against 1 there, with Mark Cadwallader leading the line for Flint Town United. It's a question of how many players they can get in and around Mark Cadwallader in the last 25 minutes of play. Here's Rushton. Hughes.
Newtown enjoying a spell of possession now.
Taking the sting out of the game, aren't they, Tom? This is Cowans. Cowans towards Williams, a little bit away from Aaron Williams, and the ball is out for a goal kick. Opportunity for Flint Town United to make that change. And it'll be Hughes, Ben Hughes, coming on again instead of Oliver Nugent. And it's an interesting fact here about Ben Hughes. It's his first appearance, and he's part of the Flint Town United youth team that will be playing against the New Saints tomorrow in the Welsh Cup final. So it says a lot about Flint Town United and the way they've worked with their youth team. They've got about 3 or 4 of them on the bench this afternoon. All of them will be available for that final tomorrow, Tom.
I'm sure the manager is hoping that he won't pick an injury up.
Dave Jones really cool there, playing the ball out to Sears. And Ben Hughes will be playing out here on the left-hand side. Ball with Jake Walker. Walker's having a great season with Newtown. Good partnership that they created there, Tom. George Hughes and Jake Walker in midfield.
Yeah, certainly. Both players, I think they go under the radar because the amount of work they do for Chris Hughes goes a lot unnoticed, tackling, tracking back, making interceptions, and both have been real key assets for Chris Hughes this season.
It's Cowans receiving treatment there. We've got exactly 25 minutes to play here.
Still not the 3 points aren't safe, are they? With the scoreline as it is now.
Well, here's Neil Gibson. But here we go. The repeat of the sending off, Tom. I don't know if you can see that in the glare of the sun. Well, it's clearer now, isn't it? The red card awarded to Alex Jones. Unfortunate scenes follow. And there he is, heading for the changing rooms. And maybe his season could well be over, Tom. His second red card of the season, and particularly his reaction following that. They'll come down really, really hard on him.
Well, like I said, it's going to be a 4-match suspension anyway. So only 5 games of the season left.
Well, Cowans' afternoon is over, and taking his place, one of the finds of the season, I think, Brett Taylor. You would always have thought that Newtown would start with Shane Sutton and Kieran Mills-Evans. Mills-Evans' injury has led to an opportunity for Brett Taylor, and he's taken it with both hands. Taylor still only just 21 years of age, Tom.
Yeah, certainly Chris Hughes, his scouting network is a vast one. You said Taylor's been, he's been obviously left back, centre back, so. And I think the depth of the squad Newtown have got this season has really helped them to be where they are.
Would I be right in saying, Tom, with a defeat today, that we could look at perhaps Carnarvon and Flint Town United's opportunity of finishing second has basically vanished?
I think both those teams have evaporated. And it's left to...
Great ball forward to release Williams. Williams chooses the cross, gets a second opportunity, hits the post. Well, I think he's asking for a handball against Ben Maher. He's asking the question. I don't think it'll be awarded. It was a brilliant pass.
Certainly was. I'd put money on him to score there. He should have shot really there. He tries to square it. Was it a handball? No, it hit his back actually.
I'm sure if it had been awarded, he would have been off as well. They'd been down to 9 men. There's a bit of naivety in Ben Hughes' play there, because Craig Williams, well into his 30s by now, but gets himself ahead of Ben Hughes, the youngster, and a great opportunity to add a third.
I'm sure Ben Hughes will learn from that.
Well, here's his opportunity. He's on the ball. Ben Hughes taken down there, the meat and the sandwich, Tom.
Yeah, did well there, Hughes. Little burst of pace. And Hughes, I'm just seeing this chance for Williams. Yeah, to fair Williams, he lifts his head there.
I think it hits his arm.
Yeah, you're probably right. The glare on this...
the glare on our screen, if you're seeing it clearer than us, then we apologise for our interpretation. It's really difficult. Here comes Phillips with the free kick. Ball is headed on towards Brackley. Ball is cleared. Here's the opportunity for Newtown to break. Rushton at Mwandwe. Mwandwe now against Ma. Chooses the pass inside towards Rushton. Great play there by Ben Ma and Ben Nash. Apologies. Great interception there by him. Hughes against Williams. Good play by the youngster. 20 minutes left. Newtown 2, Flint 1. A brace by Aaron Williams in the first half, giving the advantage to Chris Hughes' side. Mark Cadwallader getting Flint Town United back in the game 5 minutes into the second half. And then the turning point of the game, a red card, a second of the season for Alex Jones 5 minutes later. And his back's against the wall for Flint.
Now Hughes showing his ball skills here. Teasing Craig Williams into a foul. Certainly Flint look a lot more dangerous from set plays than they do from open play. And they send Nash.
Poor free kick by Ma, easily cleared, and it's with Ismail. Ismail may well be substituted when this move comes to an end, but here's Rushton towards Mwandwe. It's Ma in two minds as to whether to clear. Here's Phillips, but you can just see the isolated figure of Mark Cadwallader against 3 Newtown defenders, and they're going to win that battle all day.
Yeah, Sutton and Sears far too strong for Cadwallader there.
Ismail drawing the tackle by Ma. He crosses well at the far post. Mwandwe across the face of goal. Ball is cleared. Great play by Ismail once more out here on the right-hand side. Again, he gets his opportunity to run at Hart. Good tackle by Sam Hart. Well timed. Concedes the corner.
Substitution's not going to happen. Seeing this, Ismail again. Lofted cross to the far post. Headed back across by Mwambe.
I think Williams had got ahead of him.
Yeah, he certainly has. He hadn't timed his run there.
Ismail, there will be time for him to take this corner towards the near post. Hughes sets the ball to Hart, and Hart clears over the touchline. An opportunity here for Newtown to make their change. And it will be Zeli Ismail. He's had a really good afternoon down this right-hand side.
Yes,
Zeli Ismail.
Certainly has. Mike, I'd be a little bit disappointed if I was him being hauled off.
Certainly, I agree with you there, because he's been in the ascendancy down the right-hand side, the opposition down to 10 men. I understand it's like for like with James Davis coming on. Maybe it's just a rotation thing, Tom? with midweek games to follow?
Yeah, it's a strong possibility, but you really would be, disappointed if you were the player pulled off. I pulled you off a few times, Mike, and you weren't happy. Back in the day.
I tell you what, if I had played like Ismail had done and you'd hauled me off, I really would have been complaining.
Well, actually didn't complain to...
No, to be fair. But then again, there's another big game for them on what is it, Tuesday night, is it? They've got Penybont away. Oh, what a huge game that will be.
Yeah, I think all eyes will be on that result this afternoon as well, down in South Wales. But this game isn't over yet, Mike.
No, I know. We're maybe getting ahead of ourselves here. How many times have we had teams down to 10 men and hitting back? Here's Hughes. Hughes at Rushton. Rushton towards James Davis. Oh, and again, John Rushton. Well, how on earth did he drop that? The ball was played through towards James Davis. It looked as if it was going to be collected by John Rushton. No problem at all. I don't know if he was in two minds or what.
He just didn't quite get a toe to it, and I think Rushton, what are you doing actually there?
Phillips, oh, if that cross had been more accurate. There were two waiting in the middle. Just over 15 minutes left. And yeah. James Davis almost scoring the third.
Again, lovely ball. There's a defence splitting pass there from Rushton. Didn't quite get there, and I think the keeper just took his eye off the ball there.
Yeah. Maybe he just saw his brother giving him the eyes, with that far pass through to James Davis. It was one of those, look one way, pass goes the other. Clever play by Nick Rushton. And almost a classic start by James Davis out on this right-hand side. And here's Nick Rushton. He's enjoying this. He's coming deeper to collect the ball, getting as many touches as he can. So influential. 9 assists. 1 this afternoon. The opening goal for Aaron Williams. Newtown looking to dominate possession, keeping the ball for as long as possible, frustrating the opposition.
I think also Flint just sitting back a little bit, saving energy, because Newtown aren't going for the juggler, they're just keeping possession and just moving the ball across and backwards.
Hughes releases Mwandwe. Mwandwe now against Jake Phillips. They're trying to double up on him. Phillips fails to get the tackle in first time, and Mwandwe, a wasteful cross, and probably the first time he's done that this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris Hughes will be getting a little bit frustrated now. Newtown probably overplaying. Instead of doing the simple things and doing them well, trying to exaggerate.
That's a nice afternoon out for the little dog. He'd be useful down the wing, Tom. He's got 4 legs of pace. A bit of pace down the right-hand side. Cadwaladr flick on to Hughes. Hughes, sensible play to release Sam Hart. Hart down the left-hand side towards Bratley. And it was Sears across.
He's impressed me, Ben Hughes, since he's come on. The young lad hasn't wasted too many balls.
He just got caught out, didn't he, with Craig Williams running ahead of him. Whether he was ball watching, I don't know. But since then, with the ball at his feet, he's looked classy.
Well, with young players, you've got to put them in.
Yeah.
And if you don't put them in at the deep end, they're never going to learn. And it's quite interesting to see Gavin Allen's lad coming on for Aberystwyth last night and nearly getting an equaliser for them in the final minutes.
Yes, Cameron Allen, a name to look out for. Oh, brilliant play by Mwandwe. Cuts the ball back. Ball is cleared by Ma towards Duffy. Phillips, a clever clearance by him at Bratley. Now they need to keep possession. Good play by Brackley. And here's Ben Hughes. Hughes, no offside flag. Good first touch by Hughes. Hughes looking for an opportunity cross. He does so really well. Ball with Cadwaladr. And Newtown finding it hard to clear. And again, Taylor knocks the ball into Brackley. Well played, Jake Phillips. Phillips keeps the move alive. He crosses dangerously into the 6-yard box towards Duffy and is collected by Dave Jones.
Yeah, Dave Jones giving a mouthful to his defenders there. A little bit sloppy defending. Just needed a bit more quality on that cross from Jake Phillips.
Good play by Flint and particularly by Ben Hughes. He jogs back into position. Ball with Rushton for Newtown. Here's George Hughes. They work the ball over to the left-hand side to try and get Mwandwe into the game. Flint double up on him. Phillips and Brackley. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. Again, the 10 men of Flint biding their time as Newtown dominate possession. They've had their opportunities in the second half. But here's George Hughes. Is he being encouraged to shoot from distance? Looking to work the ball out to Craig Williams.
To be fair to Flint, they look well organised defensively.
Newtown looking to win their first home game here at Latham Park since the 18th of December, when they actually beat Flint by 2-0. Hughes into Williams. Williams using his strength to release Craig Williams. And the ball away by Hart, out for another corner.
I think you're right defensively about Ben Hughes. Good holder play from the striker there. Again, it's one thing he'll certainly be told after the game by the coaching staff at Flint about the defensive role of his game as well, Ben Hughes.
Corner is headed clear by Hart. Here's James Davis again. Davis wins himself another corner. Well, Hart is particularly frustrated by this.
Ooh, may well have gone. Touch Davis there.
Right in front of the linesman. But a corner it is. Opportunity for Newtown to wrap up the points. Here comes Walker towards Sutton. Sutton is strong. Edge of the box, ball is clear. This is Hughes. Hughes doing well. The young lad does brilliantly to hold the ball up. Excellent play by Hughes. Hughes towards Ma. Super play by Hughes. And then Duffy misses the ball. And this is where, again, Newtown can counter-attack. Excellent ball to release Mwandwe. No, it isn't. The ball, I think, is out for a goal kick. It was almost a cracking pass to release Mwandwe. But we've had to stop play here.
Yes,
what a run by this young man, Ben Hughes.
He's definitely caught the eye. And that little lofted little chip at the end of this to try to release Mayer. It's good defending though. I think by Sears it was. Ma continued his run there. And Sears read that. If he hadn't done that, Mayer may well have been in on goal.
Looking forward to next week's games. And we have Flint against Bala next Friday at 7:30 on Facebook and YouTube and Click. And that'll be a huge game again, depending on the Bala results today and midweek. Neil Gibson again encouraging his side into the last 10 minutes now.
We've just seen Danny Harrison, the experienced Harrison, warming up behind. I think he's been out injured for a while, hasn't he,
Well, I think he's only made about 13 appearances this season, the 39-year-old Harrison. Ben Maher has recovered from his injury, back on the field. Sutton, under pressure from Cadwaladr, the scorer, is back with Dave Jones. Just got a feeling, Tom, there's another goal in this game.
Who's it going to be for, Mike?
Well, I'd probably go for the obvious and say that Newtown will get one, but you just can't count Flint out of this game, and this young man has made a difference, but this time he loses possession. And this is Walker to Mwandwe to seal the points. Great save. Rushton, saved by his brother again. Hughes into the penalty box, goes to ground, no penalty this time. Ball is cleared. Mwandwe, who had the best opportunity there to seal the points and the win for the home team. It's with George Hughes. Hughes to Mwandwe. A wall of green ahead of him. James Davis, no offside against Davis. Again, they keep the ball well. Hughes, only one goal this season. It's to Rushton. Rushton shoots.
Well, he's trying his best to beat his brother.
Yes, I was about to say that.
I took the words right from you there.
He's had about 3 opportunities.
Oh, but this was a great chance for Mwambe. Good save down to his left-hand side, and then another save from his brother. But Newtown should have put this game to bed here. Great opportunity. Just scuffed his effort a little bit there, did Mwambe. Follow-up header saved by Rushton, from Rushton.
And it was great, Tom, wasn't it? We selected those 2 players at the beginning of the game to look at, and it's certainly been Rushton versus Rushton for most of the afternoon. It's still 2-1. Ben Maher, courageous performance in midfield, takes a ride on the back of Craig Williams. Ball played forward, and here comes James Davis. Davis trying to poke that ball beyond Dan Roberts. It breaks to Hughes.
Still posing a threat going forward, Flint.
They certainly are. Into the last 5 minutes. Important game being played this afternoon. Wrexham against Stockport, FA Trophy semi-final. 2 late goals for Wrexham mean they go to Wembley. Stockport, remember, top of the National League.
That's a fantastic
and
win for
Wrexham's win this afternoon, combined with the Wales C win in midweek, a great win for Welsh football, or semi-pro football, shall we say. I think, is it 9 years since they lifted the trophy?
I'm sure they'd swap that trophy for a Football League place, though.
Absolutely, I think a lot of supporters would agree with that. But anyway, a trip to Wembley for our friends from the American owners as well. That's exactly what they were looking for. Well, back here, another team in red. It's James Davis. Davis for the Robins. He crosses, and this time it's on to the roof of the net, and an opportunity for Chris Hughes to run the clock down and to make another change. And an opportunity here. Mwandwe has been really influential again this afternoon. One of the most exciting players in the Welsh Premier, Cymru Premier. This time he gives way to another young man, Rhys Hesdon, only 19 years of age, his 4th appearance of the season. And this young man can score goals too.
Yes, regular scorer for Newtown's under-19s. Just a straight swap for Mwambe.
Hesdon into the game straight away, heads it clear. Well, it does look as if Newtown are going to go above Bala temporarily before Bala's game against Penybont this afternoon. But so many important games to be played.
Could be a twist here, Mike.
It could well be, Tommy. I've said that maybe Newtown would get that elusive 3rd goal. Mwandwe had the opportunity, failed to take it. Will they pay the penalty now? Jake Phillips with the long throw. Ben Maher is forward. Dan Roberts has also joined him towards Ben Nash, sorry. This is Maher. Maher crosses. Nash is free. He throws himself at the ball. He was slightly ahead of him. He was no offside flag. Great opportunity, great delivery.
Yeah, superb cross. Just a bit too much pace on it from May. There, looking for his teammate Nash. Just shows you how dangerous, how football can be. Still in this game. Still capable of getting a point out of it. As the scoreline stands now.
Taylor releases. Hesden crosses. James Davis. Oh, what an opportunity to seal the win. Couldn't get his feet sorted out there, James Davis. And maybe that's why James Davis doesn't get a first start.
Yeah, scuffed his effort there, but swift counter-attack there by the Robins.
Here they come again. Ball played forward towards Hesden, and this time Hesden is offside. Owain Tudur-Jones selects Aaron Williams as player of the match. Do you agree, Tom?
Well, obviously, he's the man that contributed the all-important 2 goals for Chris Hughes' team. Could have had a hat-trick as well. Missed a couple of opportunities.
And here are his goals, Tom. He's taken them well.
Yeah, he just swept that first goal away really calmly. And then sends the keeper the wrong way.
4 minutes have been added at the end of the 90. Do we have a twist in this game? Ball forward, releases Rushton. Keeping the ball. It's all about game management now.
I thought George Hughes had a good shout for being man of the match for me in midfield for the Robins. Like I said earlier, his partnership with Walker in midfield is all important for Chris Hughes' team.
Here's Walker. Sutton under pressure. Good play by Bratley. Back to Jones. Jones clears. Happy to do so into the Flint half. Ball is cleared, but only as far as George Hughes. Hughes with Hesden ahead of him. We've played 1 of the 4 that have been added at the end of the game. Newtown 2, Flint 1. Newtown poised to go second temporarily in the Cymru Premier ahead of Bala Town. This is Dave Jones, clears. And here comes Jake Phillips, and I think Callum Bratley may have taken that off his toes. It'll be a throw into Newtown. They take it quickly with Phillips out of position. It's with Hesden. Hesden, clever play by the youngster. Square to Rushton. James Davis and Craig Williams out on the right-hand side. Newtown looking to run that clock down. They realise how important these 3 points could be. Sutton, clever play, releases Taylor. Hesden encouraged to stay onside in order to keep possession of the ball. And in the training sessions, Tom, they do this all the time, yeah? 4 against 2, 5 against 4.
Yeah, just looking comfortable at the moment. Newtown.
Oh, Roberts under pressure. Player of the game, Aaron Williams, hides the ball in the corner under pressure from Dan Roberts, and it will be a throw-in to Newtown. That's exactly the result that they wanted.
Yeah, definitely running the clock down. Don't think this would be a long throw either.
As we approach the final minute of the 4 added at the end of the afternoon, it looks as if the Robins are going second. It'll be disappointment for Flint Town United, but almost self-inflicted with Alex Jones's red card. A deserved win, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Hughes will be delighted to get the 3 points and a first win, home win since December. But Mr. Gibson, I'm sure, will be very disappointed with Alex Jones' sending off. Probably turned the game, having just got back into it. 2-1.
Well, the ball is exactly where Chris Hughes will want it, deep in Flint Town territory. Opportunity here just to throw the ball into the corner, again to Aaron Williams, scorer of both goals. And I think it'll be... Is it another throw or is it a corner? A corner. A corner to the Robins. Only seconds left. Final whistle of the afternoon. An important, all-important 3 points and win for the Robins here. Chris Hughes will be delighted. Aaron Williams, the hero. 2 goals for him in the first half. Beautifully set up by Nick Rushton. And then the penalty on the stroke of half-time. In the second half then, Mark Cadwallader got Flint Town United back into the game. But the red card to Alex Jones 5 minutes later meant that the Robins go above Bala into second place in the Cymru Premier. And the all-important goals by Aaron Williams, his 16th and 17th of the season. It was Shane Sutton who was brought down for the penalty on the stroke of half-time. Another successful afternoon for Newtown. It's finished here at Latham Park. Newtown 2, Flint 1, and they go second.
Owain Tudur Jones, diolch yn fawr iawn I chi. Wrth i ni weld y tabl triphwynt mawr y Drenewydd. Ni'n falch bod rheolwr y Drenewydd. Gyda fi nawr, Chris Hughes, big 3 points for you. What do you make of that result today?
Look, his result was good. It's all about results now, isn't it? You know, the performance was scrappy, it was bitty. Look, we've had some really good chances second half to kill the game off and get that third goal. And look, we're disappointed with their goal, but you know, when they went down to 10 minutes, it allowed us to control the game a little bit. I thought first half Flint caused us some problems midway through the first half. We changed shape second half, which allowed us to get a little bit more control. But you know, you can't miss the chances that we missed in the second half. We're going to have to tidy up on that going forward, certainly.
I guess winning against the New Saints is amazing, but then if you don't follow it up, it doesn't mean much. But to do that, it's an important day. Yeah,
of course, that was something we spoke about. Otherwise, that result performance last week means nothing. And again, now, you know, it's his 3 points, that's all it is, and we have to move forward now. We've got, you know, a tough week coming up. We've got a long trip on Tuesday to Penabon, and then we follow up next Saturday. But, you know, now the thoughts are going all towards Tuesday and making sure we go down there. It would be a difficult trip, but we need to be right. We need to be better than what we were today in large patches as well, especially in terms of our chance conversion.
I was going to say, the games just keep on coming thick and fast. 5 games to go now. You're playing Tuesday and Friday, I think, as well. What sort of shape are you in going into this run-in? Yeah, well, look, like I said before the game, we've got injuries and we've got, you know, suspensions like every other team. We picked up a couple of injuries today that we'll have to look at. We've got an illness as well in the camp. So, yeah, look, we'll dust ourselves down, we'll review the game, put that to bed, and we'll look forward to Tuesday. Chris, thanks for your time as usual. Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you, thanks.
Diolch yn fawr iawn I Chris Hughes. Cofiwch bod modd gweld eich afbwyntiau holl gemau'r penwythnos. Gemau newydd ddechrau, digwydd bod, gemau'n dechrau am hanner awr wedi 2 pnawn ma. Hanner awr wedi 5, di llun ac am 10, ni'n ail ddangos honna. A wedyn os Wener nesaf, byddwn ni'n gwylio'r Fflint eto. Fflint gartre yn ebyn y Bala. Maen nhw'n chwarae ganol wythnos hefyd. Felly gen I ddigon amser I siarad ar gŵr nesaf, rheolwr Fflint gyda ni Neil Gibson. Neil, thanks very much for joining us. It felt like a very frustrating afternoon for you and your team today.
Yeah, it is, and you know that's something you have to get used to when you're managing Flint Town Football Club. It's not, you know, things don't always go your way in games of football. You know, I think we beat Newtown 4-1 earlier on in the season. We had a man sent off in that game. After that game, I think the referees quite close after that had a meeting here at Newtown's ground. We've played Newtown since then twice. We've had 2 penalties given, a penalty in each game and a sending off in each game. You know, the big decisions seem to go against us in these fixtures, and you know it is the way it is. But you know, I coach my players to try and to stand up, and I don't feel that goes on in this game, in the games against Newtown so far this season.
Did the little decision, maybe the big decisions, not going your way, did it affect your team as well?
I think so. Look, we'll look back at it, and if the sending off is a lack of discipline, we'll have to accept that. There's things going on away from the ball, and then if you look for the penalty that you've given, I think you probably end up giving 5 or 6 of them in every game if you go to give that penalty. But look, what can we control? And what we can control is we've put a group of players out on the field today, despite missing 7 senior players. We've put a young lad on for 25 minutes, Ben Hughes, who looks exceptionally good and a good talent for the future. And we've probably got, our only fit sort of 10 senior players on the pitch. And they've been manfully gone through the 95 minutes with 10 men's for the last 30. So it's a good shift on the players today.
Yeah, showed lots of character, but you've got 2 games coming up now, Tuesday, Friday. At least they're home, I guess. How many players have you got for those games?
Well, we'll have to count the walking wounded. We know that we've got 5 players that are out for the whole season, and we've carried those 5 players being out for a long period of time. Sometimes it comes back to catch you, when the fixtures are close with 3 games in a week and then 2 games over a bank holiday weekend where we're away to TNS and away to Penabont over Easter weekend. Those fixtures are going to bite. So we'll count the walking wounded. We'll come up with a game plan ready for Tuesday night against Carnarvon.
Neil, thanks for your time as usual. Really appreciate it. Commiserations today.
Diolch.
We'll see you in the week as well, following Flint. So gydol yr wythnos. Dyna chi, Neil Gibson yn ein gadael ni. Ni wedi clywed gan y 2 reolwr. Mi oedd na un digwyddiad ar ôl y chwiban ola. Dyma Alex Jones oedd wedi cael ei ddanfon oddi ar y cae ac yn amlwg wedi bod yn aros i gael gair gyda George Hughes yn dilyn y digwyddiad yna. Ddim eisiau gweld golygfeydd fel yna yn amlwg. Wedi cael digwyddiad yn Hwlffordd yn gynharach yn y tymor hefyd. Ond dyna ni. O'r Drenewydd, mae'r haul yn gwenu. Mae Drenewydd yn gwenu. Dy Fflint ddim mor hapus â hynny. 5 gêm i fynd yn y tymor i'r 2 yma. Yn ni'n dilyn o'r holl ffordd i'r diwedd. Diolch fawr iawn am eich cwmni chi. Eich afbwyntiau di chi'n gêm fyw ganol wythnos. Gêm fyw nosweithio nesaf. A di Sadwrn nesaf. Sgorio yn dilyn y cyfan. Hwyl Chyngor Cymru. JD. Hwyl fawr iawn i chi.
Dyna i chi waith tîm arbennig.
Job dda. Screwfix yn noddi pêl-droed ar S4C.